Alrighty, good evening. Well, it's evening here. 7:35 p.m. Yesterday was my rest day. Today was going to be a rest day, but I couldn't live with myself if I didn't get on the bike today. So last minute cram session, I'll see if I can get through my workout. I'll see how we go. Anyway, hopefully the chat's good. That'll keep me going. Knickerbocker course tonight for the Route Badge achievement. I really don't like New York. Nobody likes New York. Well, somebody may like New York. It's just too busy. It's too random. So I thought I'd tick off at least one of these routes again. Not again, but another route on this course so I don't have to visit it again. Whew. Okay, on the bike tonight. Stages bike. Stages Smart Bike, the SB20. And the Vector 3 pedals, a new set of Vector 3s. Just checking on some data post firmware upgrades on the bike. Vector 3s, they're a brand new set, so they appear to be going well. Tested on the Knickerbocker the other day. Spot on power, so that's all good. Oh, see, this is how busy New York is. I can almost match with the ride-ons that I'm given. I can almost match the ride-ons that I receive. All good. So 23 kilometers should get me through my workout. 5x5 if I can be bothered. I'm not feeling it, but it starts off pretty easy. Glass roads, I agree. Good evening, chat. Good to see you. Reese, in regards to the ride feel of the Direto, my reply on Instagram there was, watts are watts. That's the easy way of looking at it. That's the result of what you're doing. Watts are watts. How you produce those watts, though, I guess is what you're asking. And that can be very, very different. It's an interesting question. I don't think I talked too much about the ride feel of the Direto XR yesterday, because it was not that notable. Now, not that notable in a negative way or a positive way. For me, here's the scale of ride feel on a trainer. You've got the Le Mans Revolution, and you've got everything else. That's about it. Thinking more about that today, though, if anybody's ridden the RevBox, let me know. Because the RevBox is here. The Le Mans Revolution is up here. RevBox, a wind brake trainer, super light, no inertia. You stop pedaling, it just stops straight out. You've got it. It's training of some sort. Not a good ride feel, though. Direto-wise, it's not bad. I got through my workout, so something like on the Le Mans Revolution. I love the Le Mans Revolution for the workouts, but the RevBox, I wouldn't be able to get through my workouts. The pedal stroke is that much different. Very hard to quantify something that's almost subjective. I've got the Leomo sensor kit to try and look at the pedal stroke and work out. I've got the Vector pedals and the Aciomas looking at the peak power, and ride feel can't be quantified easily. Maybe we'll get there one day, but if something feels horrible, you'll know about it. But a good point though, I didn't talk about the actual ride feel. I focused a lot more on the Direto XR's ERG mode performance, which to me was a big step up from the previous models that I've ridden. All right, we'll see how we go. But good question anyway. There needs to be more of it. How can we quantify ride feel? I thought maybe spin down could give us an indication. Let's say you have a trainer at 300 watts in ERG and you just stop pedaling. How long does it take to spin down to 0? Could that be an indication of the size of the flywheel and how much it ticks over the flywheel? There's no such thing as free watts unless you've got an inaccurate power meter. So, yeah, anyway, thanks for jumping in the chat. It gave me a good chance to reply. I was actually at the supermarket when I replied, watts are watts. And whenever I see someone say that, I'm like, no, that's not it. But in the context, it's, yeah. So cool, that's good to tie that one off. Another update on the Direto XR is the flywheel size. It's technically a little larger than what I reported. We were supplied the tech specs sheets, obviously I hadn't pulled the thing apart and weighed it. Got an update today via Elite, via their engineers. The flywheel size on the Direto XR, and it's updated in the video description, is 5.1 kilo. So from 4.2 up to 5.1, because there's some additional discs or something. I need to pull it apart and have a look. I can't go back and edit a video, obviously. And I don't think people really matter, because at the end of the day, the data showed that it was a good performer in ERG. It didn't have those waves that I had issues with way back on the original Direto 1. Now, if you haven't watched the video, yesterday the Direto XR from Elite becomes their top dog. They've stepped it up enough in specs, their mid-range trainer, to now become their top of the range. Comes with a cassette out of the box, comes with a wheel riser, and pre-assembled. Very, very handy. No mucking about. No tools required to convert it to through axle either. That was handy. Anyway, all good. And good to see trainers being released during Rona 2020. There's no Eurobike. There's no... Well, there's going to be some kind of Eurobike, but not as we know it. But, yeah, pretty cool. But do keep an eye on the channel. More to come as we lead up to what would have been Eurobike. I know of 3 things people will be very interested in. So if you want to subscribe, hang around for those 3, at least. Be in the next 6 weeks, give or take. Anyway, if you want to join me on the ride tonight, it's an open world. I will be... I'm tired. I'm out of breath at 100 watts. I will try and flick to ERG. I've got to collect some data tonight. We'll see how we go. Twitch video quality is much better than YouTube. Yeah, it is, isn't it? And it's the same stream. I'm having trouble with my webcam recently. I'm really washed out on the screen that I'm on. On YouTube, it comes... I look a little weird. I'll tinker with it, but look, if I strive for perfection on absolutely everything, we'd never get a video out. That's why I do so many jump cuts. I hope everyone is okay with that. I need a teleprompter. I actually have, for my other videos, I have a script written with what I want to say, and I sit there and read it. I look at the camera and try and say the same thing again. All the time I look down at the screen. You'll see me jump cut quite a bit. It's handy that YouTube has, or people watching YouTube have an acceptance of that. Because if not, B-roll stuff's easy. If you ever see me off screen and then just voiceover, that's heaps of fun. I've got a little table behind me here that I watch a video with the headphones and just talk. It's one thing I can do. All right. Running Dream Drive, so you'll see that on the phone. I'm set to do a video on how to put the phone screen in a stream in real time. I have my dialogue for that written. I found a much cheaper way of doing it than an Elgato. I may have mentioned that before, but I'll do a video on that. Always kind of questionable doing live stream how-to videos on a cycling channel, but I think if I put it in the context of what I'm doing here, so people who are doing the same kind of streams can do the same thing. I think that's relevant. All right, Rash at DK. Have a look at that video. The last live stream that I did, I told everyone I was on a Direto, because I was. It was the Direto XR. And somewhere in that live stream, somewhere in that hour 27, you can see I'm on a Direto XR. And I thought, oh, do I leave that online? Or do I wait? Because it was only 24 hours. So Ray, Des, and I, maybe a few others, I believe. Well, I know me anyway. Obviously, and Ray, because Ray's talked about it. Actually, Des has put a video out. Sorry, a screen cap of it out. So the 3 of us I know have early access, which is cool. I think Elite will be making the official announcement in, what's today? Maybe tomorrow. So we got the jump. That's pretty nice of Elite to allow us to do that. We got the jump on the news there. Another reason to subscribe here, over on Ray's channel, and over on Des's channel at DesFit. Is there a Wahoo Kicker 2020 version 5 coming out? Darcy, if I could tell you, I would love to tell you. We just don't know. And given I'm on the Stages bike here, you're not going to get any secrets tonight if I hit the wrong button. So, stay tuned, that's all I can say. Jet Black have something coming up, I can talk about that. We know what's going on. Oh, we do know that's been confirmed. The Volt. A couple of new trainers from Majin out of China. High range and a lower range. One I've got my eye on from Majin. T100 it's called. Direct drive. Looks a bit like a Kicker Core with legs. Manual controlled though, but has Bluetooth. If it's only a few $100s, interesting entry-level trainer for people who don't want to spend a few thousand. Well, a few hundred, depending where you are. Why am I doing a workout from the canyon indoor training? You have to talk to my account manager for the Gplama channel about that. I don't want to infringe any licensing fees. Or give you any free promo. You know how it rolls. My Zwift character has hair, yes, because I don't. Manila, how are we doing? Be nice and warm there tonight. 64 ride-ons given, come on. More. Abby, how are we doing? Good to see you. Are you Zwifting more than normal, Abby? I think I've seen you on quite a bit. Or is it that lockdown? You're getting some virtual roan Ks. Melbourne hit a PB the other day of over 500 roan dogs. What else was it today? 3 something. Ripping into Melbourne. Not good. Only one more day than usual. See, I did notice. Good stuff. All right, 10-minute warm-up. Now we start the workout. 5.7 Ks. We've still got another 15 or so for this route badge. And if I can focus on the chat rather than New York, be much happier. Will I live stream the PRL full route badge? Tim, good question. Look, it's all about watch minutes on YouTube. That pays the bills. And the watch minutes for that will be through the roof. So I'm going to bore the crap out of everyone by live streaming the whole thing, start to finish. So I'll be doing PRL half. I've got my eye on PRL half. Within the next week, I'll be spending a lot of time indoors. So PRL half, we'll see how that goes. PRL full. There might be a lunch break with Lama with that. We'll get some Uber Eats. What's at 170 Ks? That's a lot of freedom miles as well. It's at 105 miles? 110? Raf, love your Stages bike. Power fluctuations above 400. Is that either in ERG or in sim mode? Let me know. I'll be jumping into ERG mode in just a moment. And you can see it needs to be smoothed a little bit, I think. And you'll see I'll leave the bottom graph on there. Why not PRL 4? Because it's so bloody long. It's going to take me all day. And during the day here, that's when everyone else sleeps because I'm down under. What trainer am I on? I'm on the Stages bike tonight. New firmware for that. I'm running Dream Drive gear configuration, you can see on the screen here, and some Vector 3s. Keeping it honest with the power. I've got a ton of data collected with the Stages bike and the Asioma pedals. I need to branch out, test the Stages bike with another set of pedals. But got to keep it honest. There's no way I can put a spider-based power meter. So if you saw my Direto XR video yesterday, I had the Quark D0 and the Asiomas on that, keeping it in line. With this one, that's only pedals I can do. Oof. And the Stages bike does sim mode very well. Downhill parties on Von 2. I can't see why not. That sounds like a good idea to me. When it opens for everyone though. Yep, for sure. Age Manning, happy birthday. 50. Half century. It's a good innings. Having a week off the bike. Well deserved, I think. Would I recommend an Apple TV over an iPad? Yeah. Yeah, for sure, Chris. Apple TV. Though I don't use it. I use the Windows PC because it's just got everything running on it. The stream, RTX voice, filter, music in the background. All of this fun stuff that I can do like that. I can pull in Apple TV for that, but it sits to the side. Price-wise, you can't beat it. You cannot beat the Apple TV as a just works machine. Do I get to the workout or do I keep talking? Because there's going to be less talking when I start the workout. Review of the Ultegra Stages single-sided power meter crank arm. Ian, not the Ultegra. I have done a review of the 105 Gen 3 Stages single-sided left, which will be identical. There'll be a few grams difference. It's the same tech they use, the same firmware, it's the same everything. So if you check that one out, done probably a year and a half ago. Gen 3 is what you're after. They've increased the radio distance with that unit. In that video, I put a big long stick and put the head unit on the stick way out about 2 or 3 meters on the bike. Well, initially it was 3 meters. I rode out of the driveway and hit the neighbor's car. Don't tell them. So I had to pull it back because you put a big long pole on the front of your bike, the handling goes a bit off. Oh, the gardeners still haven't been here on New York. What are you doing? We need some Jim's mowing. Look at this. Fudge. Tree up. No, I don't have an MTB in the stable. I've done some enduro team stuff years ago on a mountain bike, but I don't have one anymore. Yeah, Gen 3 single-sided Stages, couldn't go too wrong with that. Buy from somewhere who's got your back, or honour the warranty, and away you go. Veronica's new bike. I believe, yeah, we've got a Gen 3 Stages Durace on the left crank of that. And she's happy, so it's all good. Workout and chew the fat, Tim. That's my plan. So if I miss your question, ask again. Hound me, I'm good. I will see it eventually. What I'm going to do now though is drop into ERG mode. And get my 5x5 zone. Oh, perfect, just before the hill. E for ERG. I've got a couple of junk tests here. Now I haven't got the absolute watts set correctly. 341 is what it was when I made the Lama Lab test. Because I want to have exact watts here. There we go. So I want 225, 150, 270, 150, 285, and the last two are 300 and 300. They are achievable. Well, when I'm feeling all right, I'm not sure about now. There we go. Ali Mac, good to see you, mate. I think I gave you a ride on at like 2 a.m. our time. I was up, I heard Max squawking, so as you do when you're up at that hour of the night, you check your phone, can't get back to sleep. Free ride is just giving me flatland on this. Anyhow, I open up the companion app every now and then and give all the people I see on there a ride on. I think your name popped up on one of them. Michael, you got to kick a bike and find it very uncomfortable. I'm going to Clydesdale recommended a proper bike fitting or just a towel on the top of the seat. Definitely not a towel on the top of the seat. Towels on seats aren't going to fix anything. Towels on seats are probably going to be worse. Sometimes a harder saddle is actually better because you won't get the movement. If you've got a towel or a really soft saddle and you do long Ks, you like this, your meat mushes around too much. Sit bones and things are like feet. They take time to develop. Obviously you don't have a heel where you sit on the saddle, but it's just always the quest to find a better saddle. Your meat. What else is it? I could use other descriptive terms. So in regards to that though, Michael, if your outdoor bike is comfortable, I'd try and make the indoor bike as similar as that. Sometimes indoors, people like to be adjusted up a little bit on the front. I always jack my front wheel up just a little bit. I think it's because you're not moving forward. You haven't got that inertia to push your body weight sort of back and up off your hands. I feel like I'm too slouched forward if my front isn't jacked up just a little bit. And I never had any issues indoors, jacking the bike up just a few inches, then going outside and still riding and ripping out the watts. Are bike fitters now doing indoor bike fits? That'd be an interesting one. For that exact reason, because people feel that flat doesn't feel right indoors. Not sure. But never settle for what you've got. If you're uncomfortable, keep looking for options, keep tinkering. The thing with the kicker bike is you can do the quick adjustments even when you're on the bike. I'm on the Stages bike now, I could do the same. Oh, power numbers, hello! Ha! 1 for 1. For now. Says me ticking through this easy free ride section. What's a good place to get your first kit? Probably not online, because kits are all different shapes and sizes. There's no standard. Your local bike shop. Or somewhere that does good returns. Over at the Tour Down Under, I tried to put on a Rafa medium race kit. Now I always used to wear small tops, medium nicks. That was me for most things. I think I tried a medium Rafa top on, because I'm not the same size as I was when I was racing. Couldn't even get the arm in. I don't know what some companies are trying on with their sizing. Nah. Power meter for someone using flat pedals. Oh, look. I'd go no on that. Flat pedals, you're not going to be able to really train your performance. It's just a world of difference being clipped in and a world of efficiency being clipped in. It's not just so you're, not just for sprinting, but just straight pedaling, your foot's in the right place. I mean, if you wanted to go a single-sided something, maybe a cheap XKD single-sided, Ridge, Magene Ridge single-sided, left Shimano crankset if that's compatible. You're asking the wrong person though. I'm always all for clip-ins. Or sorry, cycling call clip-in pedals clipless. So don't think that's lost on us trying to explain things to people who are new to cycling. Like, oh, I want those pedals that clip in. What are they called? I'm glad you asked about those. They're called clipless. What? Yeah, because they clip in. What? It's about the toe strap clips that cyclists used to have. Legacy's a horrible thing. Right on, Veronica Mičić, I saw that come through. Thank you. So I have my log file, and then we have what comes up on screen. It's two different things. GitHub repo. Rasha, are you still in the chat? Rasha has the GitHub repo, or somebody forked Rasha's repo on GitHub to provide the PowerShell stuff that I use. There's some nerd talk right there. Felt good, felt good. If you can't find it, ping me in the comment of the video. Not in the live comments, the actual comments, or another one of my live streams. I'll see the comment and I'll be able to point you in the right direction for that. $300Ks on flat pedals. Dude. Look, if you train for it and that's what you ride, sure. For me, holy hell no. Oh, when I get on flat pedals, my legs start lifting. I'm like a baby giraffe that's just been born. Obviously not a baby giraffe that is competent in walking or clipless pedals. Evan, got your Zwift addiction going. Good, good. I have to share it out. I have to share the pain of being addicted to Zwift. The more content I do, the more people that are addicted, then we're all the same. It's all good. My first go on Zwift years ago, it was a wow moment. With like, they've actually connected this trainer. Right, I knew the potential of what it could do. No one had done it as well as this. early on, back in 2014, I think it was. And then we went out for dinner that night after I'd ridden Jarvis. And all I could think about is, hang on, I want to try this and this and this. We got home, I think it was 8:30, straight back on the bike. The Picasso jersey, which is level 42 unlock, I think it is. Pedal or crank switch, power meter. Look, accuracy wise, a good pedal or a good crank or a good spider are fine. Depends what you want for your bike. If you love your Shimano pedals, you're not going to be using any pedal-based power meters. At this point, if you love your cranks, then pedals are the way to go. And spider is about compatibility with your bottom bracket and the cranks. So, either way, really. See, now Veronica's thumbs up comes on the screen. That was minutes. Are power meters sensitive to hitting external forces when you crash, for example? Absolutely, they will be. Yep. Most of them are okay. If you crash hard enough, the electronics go anyway, so that's game over. The last thing you want to worry about if you had a decent crash is your power meter. It's either your hip or your collarbone or the rest of your bike that you need to worry about. Most of the bashes they get, though, will be settled with a... Oh, see that jewelry store just there? That's a real jewelry store. That advertisement there. Annika Jewelry. That is a real jewelry store in New York, and I cannot work out the link between that and Zwift. But that is in-game advertisement of some type. Anyhow, who buys a power meter for crashing? I've stacked a few. Brush yourself off, rig zero, and they've been fine. And you'll know if it's broken. Dual side if it's just for training, yeah, even more so. Because on race day, it doesn't really matter what power you can do or can't do. If you're not holding the wheel, you're gone. Whereas in training, it's all about the numbers. That's the way I attacked racing and training anyway. Slow-mo up this hill. Oh. When's my workout? 1 minute. Okay, I won't even hit tab. We'll get it done. We might cut the 150 short to get through this. I'm half an hour and haven't even started. The chat's been too good. I appreciate that. Next e-race. No idea. Are they doing La Tap for the Giro or the Voltour or something? The La Taps were fun. Do I miss racing in non-Zwift? No. I've ticked all the boxes I possibly could have ever ticked racing outside. It's not really something that I miss. And I got to the point where I was happy. I've got enough boxes ticked there, I guess, to be happy with what I did. If I never raced again, I'm totally okay with that. All right, let's do it. 255. Here we go. Oh, might not complete the whole workout tonight. Not feeling too good. IOL racing is on today. Well, then everyone's quarantined for 14 days and they can't race again. I don't think the tour will be happening. If you crash a lot, a pedal power meter is a bad idea. Only if you're striking your pedals a lot. If you're crashing on your head, they're fine. Cycling challenge I'm yet to achieve. No, I'm done. Got a couple of medals that I was happy with. Tour of Bright twice, I was happy with that. The only thing that are left for me to chase is the same competitions that I've already done and won, so hard to get the motivation. You never know, the age group stuff's heaps of fun though. Pedal power meters clipping in hopping over a pothole. Power pedal meters, I'm over 160 heart rate, I don't know, yeah. Pedal power meters only report power when there's cadence. Over a pothole or clipping in, there's no cadence. So no. Does the Stages bike need more smoothing and ERG? Your call. One thing to note with Zwift, if you have 3-second power enabled, power smoothing, it's not enabled in ERG. Tree. Oh, I'm struggling. Cycling achievement route badges. Yeah, in a funny way, that's probably about it. Tokyo Olympics, I don't think we'll be seeing on Zwift anytime soon. Vario in group ride. I switch it off in a group ride. It can see between riders, but the accuracy and how fast it is to pick things up that it sees between riders and things, it's just not good enough. How can I do so much power? Gotta eat lots of pizza and chocolate. I could knock it down 10%, but I'll go until I fail. How long should a pedal power meter last? It really depends. P1s and P2s, eventually the bearings go in those, depending on the conditions you ride them. For Vero replacement bearings, stay tuned. I may have something coming up for the bearings on those. I've done a replacement bearing video. I have something up my sleeve, something else up my sleeve for that. We'll see how it pans out. So, the power meter doesn't really wear out. People have got SRMs from years ago. They still do really well. Di2 wireless connection climbing switch. That video got 50,000 views. The work that I did on Von's bike. That did really well. I need to do more Di2 videos. They're fun too. It's like Lego. Watt bike bearing lifetime? No idea, I'm sorry. That's one for watt bike. If you think they'd use industrial bearings to get years and years, humans are very, very weak compared to the engines and automated systems that those bearings are designed for. But what humans do is take their equipment outside into the mud. It's Di2 Lego. Maybe Lego Technic. How's the heart rate? Yeah. No, we're not good. Why don't I become a mechanic of a pro team? Oh wait, I'm a YouTuber. Was that a go? Because if it's a go, we deal with people who have goes on here. I've got no interest in becoming a mechanic. And if you're going to have a crack about being a YouTuber, watch your step. Just watch your step. Because you'll help me get through those 300 zones. Your watt bike gets louder every day, or does your hearing get better every day? Definitely one for watt bike support. Send in some data. There may be a servicing option for that. Always worth asking anyway. Thought I was a Twitcher. Apparently I'm a Twitterer. Pretty loud on Twitter this week. Having a bit of fun with Garmin. Apparently I pissed off Russia. Having a small crack at, will Garmin update and disable GLONASS, which is the Russian GPS. I was having a bit of a laugh. Obviously the little winky emoji, the Unicode didn't come through for someone on that. Yeah, usually I've been doing these workouts probably of a morning. If you do have alerts on your phone, I do apologise if it says Gplama is riding it all hour of the day. So much easier getting through these in the mornings. Eric Min says right on. Hey. Oh, where do I get the ride-ons back? Here, map. Cool, there we go. Cool. Okay, we're back. Wahoo for life. Sounds like you're a big fan of the Wahoo stuff. Garmin got hacked, apparently. The only official word we had on the Garmin stuff was they had a crypto locker attack. Apparently, well, we don't know what's been affected. But it appears they're back online. Obviously, they'll learn a few lessons about that, but I think it reminds everyone to have a backup or to think, what if your computer got stolen? What could people access? What if you lost your phone? What could people access? The whole irony of this is the Garmin should install BitLocker technology on their head units. Because if someone come along and took the 1030 Plus, it's theirs now. The file system's unencrypted. They could find out where I live, everything about me from this unit, wipe it and start again, and it's theirs. Whereas if that was BitLocker on the file system, hey. So turn it on its head, Garmin, reuse their code. Make your products better. That'd be fun. Garmin stock price did drop a little. There's a 3 or 4% drop for the first day or two. Nothing anywhere near March 18 though, when they were down around 52, 53 in peak Rhone scare season on the stock market. Now they're back up to around 100. The good point though, the first thing to have a look at is the share price. But they're a big company. Our cyclists are the small side of things. The aviation side is probably a lot bigger. Automotive and everything. As for having a BitLocker on the head units, it'd take them a little bit to implement, a little bit of overhead too. Still, I've spoken about security on bike stuff before. In Di2 with open Wi-Fi, oh, not open Wi-Fi, open ANT, you can connect to anyone's open ANT and change their gear mode on the, speaking of, on the fly. No one cared. No one cares. Until it happens at the tour, until it happens in the media or something like that, something goes down. Anyhow, I could rant about that all day. But I think the takeout from that is get your backup sorted and have your own disaster recovery at home, even if it's just a little external hard drive. Plug it in, time machine. Knickerbocker Direto XR. Probably a line ball, depending on what you're after. If you want a good ride feel with that flywheel, Core probably has the edge. You want killer power accuracy? Without even, didn't even do a spin down on the XR. That was good. And the out-of-the-box experience. The Direto XR is pre-built and comes with the cassette. Ballard's good, Julian. Ballard is good. The coffee's good. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. On the Stages bike today, doing some ERG. Really? 2018? Outdoor and fitness was biggest. Well, blow me down. Come to this team, just like chained by Antac. That sounds like something Lanton Rouge would say. If you haven't seen Lanton Rouge's channel, fantastic. The Lanton Rouge, I believe it's the Lanton Rouge. Sorry, over 160 again, making no sense. Fantastic race analysis of not only the current stuff, but historical stuff. If you want to be entertained, sorry, I'm not that entertaining on YouTube. Hopefully I'm informative. Pure entertainment though. The Lanton Rouge. And he's an Aussie. Workout. Just a 5x5 session. Nothing special. It's taxing me though, more than it should. Hey, hey. What's going on, Von?
Alright, I'm in
19th, nice one. I'll have this badge done soon, and the workout done much later. I was talking for half an hour.
Talking about
Everything. Yeah.
I should get in the front she's in the right power, but then couldn't hang on to the lead riders. I was just off, and then I just saw the gap opening in front of me.
Eurosport with GCN Live. You'll need to check with GCN Live if they have the rights for Eurosport in Australia. They may not. It's a tricky one. I wouldn't be spending money on that without knowing they'll be showing the exact races you're after. Froome riding his trainer without being plugged in. Do I think he got a new unreleased kicker? No. I think they have an old kicker that's been modified somehow. That is the microphone, yes, just here. Little USB condenser mic. Little tiny thing, Samsung Go. And I'm using, terrible legs at the moment on the bike, but RTX voice to filter out background noise and fans and stuff. Oh, this is meant to be a warm-up set. Using too much filter, yeah. I can back that off a bit. It's down to about 50 now. Brendan, welcome along. Almost at the wrap badge. Zwift Academy, who knows? Have heard nothing about that. Trainer Road and Zwift simultaneously. Only Trainer Road ride uploaded. Well, technically they're two sources of, they're two different rides. So they should upload, depending on the service you're uploading to, and if it has duplicate detection for you at the same time. Ben, how are we doing? Good to see you. Twins safely in bed. Sound asleep. Or screaming. Either way. Boom! After dinner intervals are the worst idea. Oh, not advisable. The start of the day, I have so much more energy to spend. Now, anyhow, it's better than not doing this. I think. Anyway, the chat's good. I enjoyed the chat. How's it? It is well. What kit am I wearing? In game or in me? So look how easy it is to give all these ride-ons on New York. Racking them up. In game, our level 42 kit. In here, local cycling club, Nick's, my old team jersey. Oh, molars, oof. kid Nurofen. Yeah, little Maxi's onto that. He doesn't mind it, which is good. You do the little applicator, I guess you'd call it. And little Maxi likes the taste of it, so his teeth are still coming through. I time and look bike to cat's pajamas when it comes to bicycles. No idea. Never had either. They've been around for a while. Whew. 285 then 2x300. May chat less during those intervals. But I will be getting the route badge in 3K. That's fun. Have you ever tried to do a race in a dump trainer? Yeah, a dump trainer, exactly. A dumb trainer. I think so. Probably, yeah, way back in the day I would have. Cyclops fluid too. But if you're racing with a dumb trainer and a power meter, same. If you've got Z power that's out, obviously your data's out. Alp the Zwift seemed way harder than the Tour Stage 5 after completing both in the last couple of weeks. Alp the Zwift, as opposed to Von 2, Alp the Zwift is steeper. And it varies the terrain, which really ruins a rhythm. Von 2, you can get into a rhythm and your mind just like a metronome, tick, 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 tick. Gradient changes a little bit. Whereas Alp the Zwift, you get 12%, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3 in the corners, 2, bang up to 7 again. So it's constantly asking more of you than less, then more of you than less. I think your body is like, holy crap, if you're not ready for it, it can disrupt the rhythm, make it feel a bit harder. Upgrade an Apple TV. I don't know, Apple TV, the upgrade for Apple TV probably won't be for the gamers or for Zwifting or anything like that. They might improve the graphics, I hope so. But there's always going to be a lag between what Apple release and what everyone release for Apple TV. I've ridden a few dump trainers. Have I ever? Not sure of any Wheel of Fortune at the top of Von 2. I'd hope so. The Wheel of Fortune on top of Alp the Zwift was an incentive for people to ride up. It got me up there a number of times. Very disappointingly, but hey, when I got those wheels I was happy. The Von Top cyclocross banner sucks, yeah. I think they should just leave that there. It's always windy at the top. Makes sense. Drop shop. I don't know what to buy at the drop shop with my 6 million drops. Better legs. That's what I need right now. Let's get it done. 285. Rocky. So my previous 5x5s when I was racing started off at 340. Finished at around 360 to 380. Those were the days. No, you can't calibrate the Stages bike in Zwift. There's no calibration of the bike. There's only the zero offset of the power meters. And Zwift doesn't have any ability to send a zero offset command. Something that it should. If they're serious about everybody having accurate data. No Siri. I said serious, not Siri. All right. Dumoulin used a dump trainer. Got him up the Stelvio. The Steamio. All right, ready? Badge. Come on. Gloves at the top of the L. Boom! We have the badge. ERG mode will jump around. It's not smooth. Oh yeah. Now I know I'm working hard. I should pair the other power meter. Make life easy for me. Poop Scoop 2000. 100-mile ride. Good luck. Haven't done the High Line. It's on the list. Your XP won't go up visually. Well, your level stays the same. Your XP still accumulates. We saw that when level 50, well, everyone was stuck on level 25 for years. Level 50 rolled around, and people who went beyond that were still rewarded. Poop Scoop, just eat lots. Eat lots and drink lots. Oh, crap. Thank you for the donation. There's coffee. You can see the smoothness. Needs a bit of work. And there is a reason why I'm feeling like I'm running hard at 285, according to the other power meter. This is horrible. It's demotivating looking at the same numbers and doing a different effort. Zwift does need more gravel riding, yes. I think I'll do the next one and call it quits. This is BS having to do the set what ERG. Pedals aren't wrong. Yeah, read between the lines there. The pedals read the same as the SC armors on this bike. Something's up. But all part of testing. Rochelle, thanks for tuning in. That is not happy days. Was there any resolution to that, Ben? Was it a spin down or an offset on the pedals? Oh. I'll whinge and moan for the next couple of minutes, don't worry. I'll be right. Yeah, lower wattage looks alright. I don't know, look, you can't really deduce anything from it. It's one data point. I need to jump on the analyzer, compare this, have a look at the left and right. The cool thing with this is it's true, the Stages Bike has true left and right independent meters. It's effectively got two right-hand side meters, if you know their other cranks for road bikes. And having a set of pedals on here, I also have true left-right. So if we have a look at the data and it says, let's say for my, well, 300 will make it easy. If it says 150 for one pedal, and then the other pedal says, say, 153, the other side says 150, and the other pedal says 160, and the power's off by that difference, you know, it's the pedal that's gone. Same with the cranks. We'll have a look. A man with two watches never knows the time. Unless they're GPS synced, you got a pretty good estimate. Brad, kick a bike last week, I'm happy with it. Yeah, kick a bike goes well. $230. Oof. The watch, formerly known as Evil Corp, it's a Garmin watch. Will I be into Zwift rowing? Nope. And I don't think many people will be. Is it something they can expand into cheaply and easily? Yeah, I'm sure they could. They've got the world, they've got the timing systems, they've got everything, they've got the physics worked out. I guess water physics might not be there, but I am in ERG, yep. I'm a bit choppy at the moment though, because of recovery. Kick a snap. Still one of the best wheel-on trainers out there for Interactive Smart. A few years old now. Haven't heard of anything new coming along for wheel-on trainers for a while. Elite have their 2.0, which hasn't been released yet. You couldn't go too wrong with a snap. Roving top. Yeah, the KOM and the QOM jerseys on the rowing is going to be a bit hard. Sprints will be okay. Thumbs up or thumbs down for what exactly? A snap? Well, it depends. Thumbs up. If you're looking for probably the top of the range, one of the best wheel-on trainers, sure. But with that, you do get the requirement of having to do a spin down, having to have a clean tire, compatible bike. What else? Possibly chewing through tires, depending on what tires you run. But it depends. If you need a wheel-on trainer, yeah, you can't go too wrong. Again, buy locally from somewhere that's got your back, and make sure they'll cover your warranty. Yeah, ERG is. Don't get me started on ERG. It has its place. I don't think I used it a hell of a lot when I was training very, very hard for competition. There's nowhere in real life that replicates ERG mode. Other than if you're riding up a hill in a race or training and someone else is setting the pace and you're having to hold that wheel, that's about the only time I can think of ERG mode being in the real world. The danger with ERG mode for a time trialist is you've got to have that mental cycle or mental process to keep your power on. Because outdoors, it's you who has to choose the watts, not the machine. So if you find yourself drifting outdoors, that's not a good thing. Ugh. Yeah, we're far enough from Colac. It's good. We're good. Not sure I'll do the second one of these. Typically, I don't vary my training. The equipment varies it for me. This is a very good case of that. Sorry, I'll be a little quieter. Come on. 280 on screen. That needs smoothing, at least on the display. It doesn't feel like it's jumping on the pedals. I'd love left-right balance on the screen. I have to look at the Garmin to get that. Dream drive doesn't apply. You can't change gears in there. Hello. I'm not doing the next one. I got that. Worst part about this is if I upload my data from here, it's robbing me. Oh, get out of here. I have not worked that hard for 300 watts for a while. That's a killer. That's what gets me about trainers reading differently or power meters reading differently. Exactly what happens if you're on threshold. If they're your zones, if they're your knife edge zones, where you're going to get quality training, something comes along as 5, 6, 7, 10% out, your training's stuffed. It's gone. And then, well, for me, motivation goes. I'm done with that. So we'll go back and look at the data and see what happens. That was a pretty hard 300 watt effort though. Oh yeah, New York course, Petro, agreed. This is why I'm on here getting all the badges done so I don't have to return. I mean, they even let the course go. Look at the gardener even quit. He's over in Wytopia now. Look at this. Cole and the virtual arborist. Oh, Oh, that was terrible. That was terrible. But look, that's an hour in the bank that I didn't have. So I'll go spend 2 hours on the couch making up for this. Towel over the handlebars? No, it depends on how acidic your sweat is. Some people sweat like alien and it drips through the holes in their floor and rips through bars and everything. It really depends how salty things get. I'm not too bad. I have a towel that's on me. I'll sort of wipe the bars down. If I remember, I'll cover things in Bow Shield T9, the anti-corrosive spray, before I put the handlebar tape on anything, or headsets and things. It usually stops things a little better than nothing. But it depends. You've got to be careful putting a bar over something over your handlebars that'll stop any airflow. Last thing you want to do is have a big fan cranking in front of you and put a big barrier in front and stop that airflow. Oh. There's a race. Excellent. Race in 2 hours. Unfortunately, 2 hours time here is going to be what? 20 to 11. Com Arch, yeah, get out of here. Skyloop, much better. All right, we'll do a chill down now. That was interesting. It was good data collection. You saw there the feel on the pedals of the Stages bike. It's a good feel. It doesn't go up and down. I'm not fatigued from it going up and down. The reporting is a little jagged. You can see there on the yellow graph. So I'd like to see the reporting probably a little smoother. The ride feel is good though. It just pushed me a little harder with the Vector 3s. It was about 10 or 15 watts over. And I kind of felt that with that 285. Felt like a 300 effort. I've got about 2 of those in me on a good day for now. I'll come back tomorrow morning. We'll do it again. We'll do it again fresh and see how we go. Testing the Twitch highlight mode. Go back to where I dropped that guy off the channel for roasting me the other day. There's a good highlight there. Drop it some colourful language. I try and keep it nice. I'm an Aussie though, it's inbuilt. Saudi Arabia, hey hey! Good evening, oh good afternoon in Saudi Arabia. Do have to get back to the Middle East there, the Emirates and that area of the world one day. I only know the airports. That's about it. We always land there. When do we land there? Probably about 6 AM as the sun's coming up. And it's a phenomenal sight. Phenomenal. And the heat. Oh, give me the heat any day over this stuff here. It's cold at the moment. That was a beautiful smackdown, old mate troll. I beep. Phone, 5% battery. Yeah, my legs are 5% too. No, I do appreciate people who jump into the channel like yourself, Abby. Good banter, good conversations. Makes my time tick away. I think everyone else appreciates that as well. And then you get people just chumming. I get it. That's the internet though, isn't it? I just get disappointed when people have... Someone does something that I wouldn't. Someone has a different value to me. That's what gets me. I think we're all a bit like that though. Knickerbocker sounds like a bad word. Yeah. Yeah, wait for the Watopia G string. It's a banger. Yeah, anyway, as I was saying, I appreciate people who respect the channel, what it is. As I said the other day, the content that I put up mightn't be for everyone. Sometimes you might not be into a new trainer or this or that. That's fine. But I try to be helpful. I genuinely am interested in all the stuff that I talk about. And if that ends in personal abuse, you're gone. You're gone. That's not the kind of value that I have for myself or on others either. To the Zwift moon and back. Excellent. Oh. Where's the next downhill? Up this hill. Rebel route in France, 100 k's around all the... Oh, that'd be a long ride to get all the roads in France first. That long 23k loop, plus Les Neck, and then up Ventoux. The G-Bang around's only done on a hump day. Correct. Wednesdays. More trees. More trees. We need a whippersnipper bike. The Avatar standing so much? Avatar, I think he stands only... Is it a certain RPM on a certain gradient? The Avatar will stand. So I think if I was going slow just then up a hill, sub 70 RPM, I think. There's a formula for why he stands. People of Everesting up Ventoux already. Yes, Skinny Luke from Melbourne. Luke McKenzie has done that the other day. Was it 5.5 times or 5 times up? What would be my go-to route for Zwift that has not appeared on Zwift as yet? Something with Titans Grove. It's a good trainer, a trainer tester. Titans Grove, just up and down, up and down, up and down. Best FTP test. Oh, you get into war territory right there. Which one's the best? I wouldn't advise the 20-minute steady state FTP test for anybody who's not an experienced cyclist, because you're just not going to know how to pace yourself over 20 minutes. Ideally, you want to start, just flatline the whole way, but how do you know? How do you know how you're going to fatigue in the last 5 minutes if you've never done a hard 20-minute effort? Step test would be a good place to start. And if you find it overestimates your FTP a bit too much, then bring it down a little bit. Yeah. Can ride leaders on Zwift punt riders that aren't following the beacon and the protocol? Not that I'm aware of. That was always something that had been asked for. Because if you're going to join a ride, just like any bunch ride outside, you want to do a bunch ride altogether. If people are being idiots, you don't want to ride with them. In the digital world, that shouldn't be a problem. There should be a button to click and flick them off. I don't think that's there. There was a fence for a while. Temporary fencing was installed. They built a wall, and then they took it away. I think the wall or the fence did really well early on. I'm not sure why it's not being used. I can see a lot of ride leaders are getting angry with people not following rules. Portals between worlds would be fantastic. You can do it with multiple meetups, but you're limited to time and you're limited to knowing when you're going to finish a certain route to start another one. Whew. Yeah, look, the fence was optional too. It wasn't mandatory. And the ride leader could turn the fence on and off, and the ride leader could push the fence in and out. Having a tool is better than... Having a tool as an option to use is better than just not having the tool at all. They took it away. Train... What's the point of knowing RPM, asks Alan. Good question. RPM? Is it of any use if you're new to cycling? Nah. You don't want to ride along at, say, 50 RPM and just grind and grind and grind. You don't want to... You just fatigue too much. RPM, it's good to know what your cadence is, I guess, up a hill. And to aim for a certain target range that's not too slow and not too high. Obviously too high, no one's going to spin too much. Cadence is good to know to keep your cadence up. I think if people self-select cadence, or the most optimal cadence for humans, I think the studies were, 60 RPM? It was really low. It was 60 or 65. Metabolically was the best. That may have been untrained cyclists though. it was opposite of what the pro cyclists pedal at. There's some studies on that. City rooftops, or does Skyloop take me down? City rooftops? What takes me down that hill? We'll go straight. Oh yeah, the fence started getting a bit bitey. That's right. I may have encountered that myself a few times where you'd go up and touch the fence. You get a bit of a suntan from it and then come back. It was like a bug zapper. You sort of really want to touch it, but you don't because you know you shouldn't. And yeah, if I recall, it was triggering a bit too early. But if it worked once, why doesn't it work again? Not sure. Oh, multiple meetups, that was a fun stream. Is that where everything just went south pretty quick? Or I didn't finish the route, then Von did, and then we'll do it again. When they have race results in meetups, we'll do one. And I'd love one of those 500 meter races where it's just 500 meters and everyone just sprints for 500 meters, a 500 meter meetup with a results sheet. I reckon that'd be heaps of fun. Not really much of any use, but we could then see what starting position does though, couldn't we? If everyone else, say, puts out around about the same watts for 500 meters. Speaking of cadence, where's mine? Up, up, up. There we go. I set your Siri off. Nice one. Wait till I set your Amazon. I'll set your Amazon off and we'll order some stuff. What's everybody out of? Toilet rolls? All right. That dip, the little downhill dip, we're going to sail down to that and call it a day. Ah, yeah, power numbers lining up perfectly at 108, 107, 109, 102. Yeah, they're spot on. We'll try again tomorrow. Yeah, I am toasted, Sam. Good point. Good observation. 9 o'clock at night, trying to do erg mode. And 2 power meters don't agree. So from here, what do? I look at the data. I'll record this. We'll jump into the analyzer and have a look at what's going on. Make sure the pedals are equal to both sides or equally different to both sides, maybe. Look for consistency. And then maybe uninstall, reinstall, re-zero, try again. Make sure the correct crank length is set. Sensor details. Manual crank length 172.5. We're good there. Reinstall, stomp on the pedals a few times, do a few sprints, re-zero, we'll try again. Also checking the firmware on, well, now that Garmin Connect is back up, make sure the pedals can be managed. There's one thing with Garmin being down, you couldn't even manage a set of Vector 3 pedals because that was out. We've got to go to 37 k's, don't we? Because we're nearly there. Don't want to waste that 500 meters. There's going to be some XP. We'll have a look at the data and we'll go again. Kudos on top of Ven Top. Good job for getting up there. That's a long slog. You have a Kicker 18 running at 1132 cassette. Loud vibration noises when pedaling in small gears on the rear cassette. No such noises on the road using the same bike. Is it... You'll have to... Okay. To know if your Kicker 18 has a flywheel imbalance, take the power out and spin that flywheel right up and then just stop pedaling. And if the thing still shakes and rattles, you've got a balance issue with the flywheel. So with no power plugged in, it should just give you no resistance. You should better spin that thing right up. And again, look for those shakes. That's the only thing I can think of there. The other thing is with the small gears. Oh, come on, Dream Drive. Oh, wrong button. There we go. With the smaller gears, if your chain is worn compared to your cassette or vice versa, it's in the smaller gears that'll be more apparent. In the larger gears, there's more surface area for your chain, so it's a little more forgiving. But if you have a worn chain or a worn cassette, or there's a difference between the two, it's in the smaller gears, it'll be noisier and jumpier and grindier and crappier. 3 hours 38 at the top of one too. Nice job, mate. That is, as I said when I suffered to the top of that, there's everyone goes just as hard as what you're seeing even the front guys do. So 3 hours 38, that's a good slog. It's a very good workout. How long is this route, or how long is... I'm done. This route's only 23 Ks. We're done. And I might call it a day there before I get too far into the 37K mark. But I think I was able to give... 200 ride-ons given. There we go. Look at that. Someone asked for my ratio the other day. They wanted me something like 5-to-1 ride-ons given and received. Much easier on a course like this. Anyhow, any questions, let me know as I tidy up the rest of this. That was the Stages bike tonight. Running 192. It's handy here because now I've got a record of it online. 192.2629 firmware. Crank length's correct. Everything is there. We shall stop on recording with the 830 and the 1030 plus, which now save to Evil Corp, Garmin. I'm joking. I had a bit of fun. Like, you've got to... If you can't smile at an incident like that, well, they weren't smiling for a while. But look, everyone's, I guess, vulnerable to something like that hack. So good to see them back up and running anyway. And just grab yourself a backup. Grab yourself a little... I'm just going to grab one of my little hard drives. Grab yourself a little hard drive. If you're a Mac user, just do one Time Machine backup. They're cheap. Get it done. Don't get done like lost backups or encrypted files or anything like that. Even if you're the safest person on earth, online, you never know what's going to happen. And always enable two-factor authentication. So if you've got like your Facebook login or your Google login or Gmail and it asks for a second factor auth using Authy or an app on your phone, do that. Enable that. So if someone does a password reset and gets your email address, they still can't get it unless they have something, they have what you're holding, which is your phone, something you have. And the fact is there. Anyhow, have a great night. Didn't get to do my workout. We were close though. I'll be back tomorrow morning though to give it another shot. I'll be able to crank the music up nice and loud. I'll be able to have a little bit more energy, and I'll smash through that second 300 zone, which is about 315 anyway. Have a good night, everybody. As I said, grab your backups, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.